though, because that's going to be key. Yep, there's a quick leash up top, so it's a vertical mirror.
Yep, vertical mirror, that's exactly what we want to see. My only concern for RSG is the fact that it's very combo-oriented, and CFU, they've got so much CC, like an unbelievable amount of CC.
Not just, I have to admit, despite the amount of peel that RSG deceptively has, there's more big boys for CFU. So, yeah, up front, if you don't get it the first time, you try the second time, and then see if you can keep going, given the motivational roar, bro.
Of course, they want to escalate things, right? But I'm keeping my eyes on Lai because I think he's going to be the big difference maker here. Like, it's straightforward for what Nats has to do, what Iman has to do in Aqua, but Lai, he can get creative with it.
Yep, and just to build on that, not just straightforward, very honest. They picked the Kadita and the Eve in the first phase together, and very few teams do that. And look at how forward RSG is. A deadly catch just to take that small camp.
Exactly. You got to be fast. You got to be quick. You don't want to be staying in a place for too long. And Light, he's already going to find the initial hit, but you know, just judging based on the damage, 50% HP with the help of the Void Crystal as well.
Looking at the first items built up. Aqua in trouble.
Oh, that's some big boy damage, forcing Aqua to actually have to flicker here. I'm getting a bit of vibes of MSC all over again, right? The only time we see RSG really struggle is when Aqua is struggling.
It looks like both teams understand that, yeah, there's a solid amount of CC being presented by both. So that explains the two early tough boots from both sides. Wadu and Detective already has theirs, and then Irad and Aqua. And that's weird. It's Aqua who built his first. As a mid laner, as a core damage dealer, you kind of want to invest in that early, COD, an early Enchanted Talisman, early Ice Queen 1. But no, here he says, you know what, I might die soon. Oh, quick turtle fight.
Yep, Nats is already flickered. Quickly gets on top of Detective so far, and it looks good for RSGPH. They are able to secure the turtle for themselves. Navari won't be able to do too much, but no kills have been translated just yet. Nats still tanking, gets knocked up, and it's not looking good anymore. Light's in trouble. RWM on top. A Detective, but he isn't enough. A quick thread of the needle from Z. Great skill shot coming out of him.
I give the dub over to the Kamai. CFU Gaming, yeah, they missed out on the lore, rather the turtle, but they got 2 kills on the other side. So yeah, turtle doesn't do much if you're not able to capitalize, and that gives them what, a 500, 600 gold lead here, about 3 minutes going in, but that doesn't stop Irad from farming up. Irad here understands that, hey, if I let go, Detective's gonna start taking my buffs, because I did that to him too. So I gotta stay back on it.
Yep, they gotta make sure that they don't get that quick retribution from game number 1. They gotta keep that momentum up. And more importantly, I think for CFU, right, they don't mind losing these neutrals. RSGPH, they have a lot of displacement. They have a lot of zone control, as they like to call it.
Yep, and that's page 45 of the Pandamentals printing of 2023. As compared to CFU, who is digging deep into their roots, again, very Ube-centric. So if you're going to take both lineups and have CFU be all 5 and then RSG be all 5, I'd give 4 out of 5 team fights to CFU. So RSG has to thread that needle down bottom. Ooh.
Wadu, the split stacks have already got right on top of him, even the deadly catch to make sure there is no means of escape. They will be able to get the free plane down on bot side. Rough waves coming out from Light to clear up that top, making sure they maximize the economic damage they can apply to CFU Gaming to regain that lead.
All right, across the map, this is best case scenario for RSG. Again, what they're very strong at is the re-engage. You see how they're very slippery, and you see how they're deceptively peely, how they have sustain, but they have to thread their sustain here and there. Flame Z, Detective Z versus Nats and Irad. Oh, they kick him out of not just the turtle pit, but that bottom lane.
Right, should be getting his rough waves relatively soon. This turtle is looking a lot harder to get. Deadly catch is already out. Minoan Fury jumps right on top of Irad, and CFU finally get a neutral for themselves.
No.
Nats in the split is able to get a little bit of health back, pulling him back in towards Irad's light side. The rough waves help secure the kill on towards Fredrin's side, with that real war manipulation, making sure that nobody else is able to really support him.
Yep, and they spot Nats. Will Z want to finish? Looking
Smart
for it.
call.
Yep. Split. He's safe. Even with an Astral Meteor shot out. Now Flamesy. Oh, you're not supposed to be in here. Not this jungle. You're in trouble.
Yep, Wadu almost getting the initial catch with Final Slash. Irad is able to zone everybody out by himself. And once again, we're seeing a much better showing of CFU Gaming.
Yep. CFU pulling out the Ube where it matters. And it's not even like a full Kamai Ube, right? It's like 2 or 3 dudes at a time, maybe 4 tops. And that's what's allowing the space for Zingozo to build up this quick. We're looking at 5 minutes in, halfway through his second core item. He's already built up his Corrosion Scythe as compared to Eman, who's actually struggling. Eman here already has his Corrosion Scythe, but he's far from his second core. He's actually on his way to a casual pair of pants.
A casual pair of pants. Honestly, I don't know about you, but I've been waiting for Panda's book for a very long time. I was stuck with just Sun Tzu's Art of War for the longest, and we need an update, right? We need to know how to actually maximize the economical damage, and so far it's looking great. Well, maybe not for Wadu's side, but Rsg pulling it back, making sure no momentum is built up by CFU is a very good start.
Yep, it's still anybody's game here in Game 2, which is a great way of resetting and a great way of actually showing some presence, putting your foot down and saying, nuh-uh, not a sweep, not tonight. And this is exactly what CFU did to Dewa. Yeah, we know you're the newest MPL ID member. Yeah, we know you've been doing great, kicking butt in MDL, but we are grand finalists in MPL KH. Know your place.
Yeah, the Kamai are particularly scary on home ground, but even when they're coming on to these online tournaments, we can definitely see moments of aggression coming out of them. And Flamesy, he's been finding some really good Minoan Furies thus far. The question is, how long until we see the adjustment from RSGPH?
Yep, RSGPH currently, I'd say the most bank on paper, right? Eman. But this is a very key build-up. Pair of pants and brute force breastplate on Irad. This is going to help him just keep pushing the advantage. He doesn't even need mana. Mana can come from the Litho Wanderer and then go from there. Brute force breastplate, move speed, everything but the kitchen sink. I love it. This is an item that you always build on Bane, especially when you're winning. 70-80% of the time, it's coming from a Bane main.
Exactly. And honestly, it's really good to mention that Brute Force Breastplate is one of those items where you're like, you like power farming? Get yourself a Brute Force Breastplate. If you want to go even further, you can get a War Axe, but I think at this stage of the game, right, it's still a little too volatile to make that call.
Yep, he still wants to build up to the sustain Bane. He wants to keep going up against the big boys of CFU, who so far currently has half-built Cursed Helm. You have Wadu, who is still thinking of what his next item build will be. He has a pair of he has a Fury Hammer, and yeah, we have Flamesy, who is just waiting to build up to. Could be anything. Could be an Athena shield. Could be a Radiant armor. I think it's a Radiant armor.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to be Radiant armor as well. They're giving a lot of respect to Aqua after game number 1. But I will mention that at the very least, right, Zinozo, he's going to have a lot more space to work with. And I think it's going to be extremely key that he has that space, especially when you are playing as something as highly volatile as this Melissa.
Yep, and let's talk about our mid laners, right? Let's acknowledge them. Ice Queen 1 already on Aqua, and for Z, he has a COD and a little bit more. So yeah, that's about 300, 400 between the mid laners, with slight advantage going over to CFU. But if there's anything I know Aqua to be, it's thrifty. He knows how to make the most of this kind of situation, especially given that he's rocking Bargain Hunter. And they are up about 400.
They're trying to punish Light here. They've already gotten the taunt off. Irek could disengage. Yes, he gets it. The Minoan Fury comes on now, but at the cost of the deadly catch. But still, Iman is able to win his 1v1 somehow, despite Z trying to get in the middle of the mix. Aqua slowing down Detective. Even Retribution being called down from Irad to try and punish him. Flamesy is going to take his time. Good shot from Z's Astral Sphere. It looks very, very good. Flamesy is going to take his time. He has adapted defense. I don't expect him to die, but Aqua has something to say about that with the RWM. Flicker coming out of Flamesy. Are they going to go for it one more time? Even the deadly catch as well. He manages to get out. Aqua flickers for him, and he's still alive. What a game. Light coming in for the full combo. Gets right on top of Z. What was I telling you about? It's about the supports.
Yep. Could have sworn it was Flamesy was going to die, and Z was like, hey, Why me?
Wait, Iman,
Oh,
Iman,
wait,
Iman.
Iman.
He does not win this 1v1, especially when he goes down like that. Aqua sticks around for a little bit longer. When is this man going to recall? He needs that mana.
Yep. I guess when the tower's down, and they eventually get it. And off camera, it was Irad working on that turtle. He's threatening to take on the orange forces. Detective to answer. And yeah, it's Wadu doing work here. Wadu's protecting this tier 1 down bottom with his life, and he's actually going to save it.
Now they're going to take their time, right? I think RSGPH wasn't expecting it to escalate like that, but for the next 90 seconds or so, we can expect that CFU Gaming is going to start ubeing it up, right? Top side already collapsed. Bottom side, it's a safe lane if they want Melissa to kind of farm some gold. But in the meantime, RSGPH, keep your eyes on line. He's looking for it. Nats walks up. You see the War Axe already coming out Irad's side. A deadly catch as well. Nats is in trouble. Flickers out of there with a split. RWM from Aqua making sure that nobody else is able to follow up. And this should be a clean disengage from RSG.
Yeah, but I think CFU want more. Look at the back line. CFU did not expect for Z to go so quickly. Light gets the pick off, and all this while, space for Iman to push.
Yep, I mean, Iman, he doesn't need to rotate at all. Gets a free tier 2, and more importantly, again, that's why Light has free reign. This is international waters for him. He can do whatever he wants.
And down bottom, not the same situation, I'm afraid, for Nats. Nats has been having it hard. It's a difficult life for one Nats, but just the same way. What did we miss? How'd that happen?
They found the initial catch, right? We saw, once again, blowing so many ultimates, and especially since they have Iman nearby, he is able to cut him down with that true damage. You can see Irad, he's literally a walking ward. He's getting so much vision for the team. Sees all three members, decides to walk back out. Muddles is still, wow, Irad. He's still gonna drop down the deadly catch. No. Okay. Force is detected to at least use retribution.
Yep, so the secret behind Eman's damage right now, which propels him about 1,500 gold ahead of Zingozo, is the fact that he has not just the Corrosion Scythe, but also the DHS. So yeah, all of these chunky boys from CFU Gaming are just boys now.
Yep, I mean, Iman, he's basically Pinocchio. He can't tell lies. He has to be honest. He has to be true.
Nope, just there, just right there. And that's what's forced CFU Gaming to play this way. They have to keep one of their big boys on Zingozo. They have to make sure that Light doesn't get there, that maybe Nats doesn't ride down on the Zingozo, and that's what's compromising this Melissa. It was great in the draft, but oh wait, here's a jump in by Flamesy.
Yep, Iman is able to flicker on out of that. Irad take that damage with the back line. Somebody's got to block these shots eventually. Oh wow, the bounce dealing quite a bit of damage to Zing so far. Irad is still alive, holding on, but Light gets into the back line, gets the secure kill on towards Melissa's side. RWN to follow it up. Iman with a fadeaway, and now getting on top of Wadu. He's going to get the hit by the Breath of the Ocean, allowing RSG to PH to steamroll their way down to the tier 2.
3 for 1. Here come the RSG Death Ball. How they debuted in Season 8 of MPLPH is how they're playing right now. Running you over and taking objectives while they're at it. 3 for 1 plus a deep turret push down bottom. Lord is up, and they're not even taking it. They know that there's something more important elsewhere.
This is starting to look like a chainsaw massacre here. They just keep on going. When you think that you have the upper hand, RSG finds a little gap between the armor. They continue to press forward. I feel a little bad for Z, right? Because there's only so much that he can do.
Yep. Good news, bad news is for Z to get to do his job, the rest of the front line of CFU have to be there. So there's a risk involved. It's not as easy to just get these free Astral Echoes and Meteors hitting. The good news is once they go full Ube, maybe they stand a chance. It's not so easy for Light to pick off whoever's in the back line then. But I don't think RSGPH is going to let that happen. RSGPH lives for Ube. RSGPH was bred and born to defeat the Ube. So that's what's happening here. That's what explains the 7K gold lead 11 minutes in.
Exactly. So keep in mind that Detective and Wadu have to play this interchangeable role. Somebody needs to stop that Ocean Oddity from getting into that backline. Flamesy, it's clear what his job is supposed to be. Just look for those big engages, help our team at the end of the day. Notice that on bot side, Light, looking for an opportunity to go for that big one shot. Doesn't reveal himself just yet.
So patient.
But he has more than enough information. And that's why RSG are actually taking space on the top side of the map. He's gonna go for it, and he secures it again!
Wadu the enforcer, the security guard for Zingozo couldn't do anything, and now he's sent home and sent into the air.
Yep, he's going to get immobilized for a very long time, and Irad decides to show up and join this party. Light laughing to himself, wait, hold on, the revenge is getting very, very good here. Vengeance, no more stacks to actually work off. Light decides to back away and finally falls down to the hands of Irad.
Yep, the damage from Irad coming from that War Axe, and he's on his way to a second damage item. Yeah, Wadu didn't stand a chance. He only really had a Thunderbelt for physical defense. He's rocking a tough boots and a Radiant armor. Yeah, the Bane has deceptively good damage, and that's what's making his comeback into the metagame so perfect. 12 minutes in, this is Luminous Lord, Nats, and the rest of Rsg just working here, making so much space, securing this major objective.
Yeah, Nats is such a big wall, and I think at this stage, with a 7.7k gold lead for RSGPH, he's gotten past of getting bullied to now standing up against CFU Gaming as a completely hard brick wall.
Yep. And that's what allowed that 6k gold lead for RSG to now grow to 2k. And oh lord, you see that?
I did see that. I thought he was going to go for a Malefic Roar just to be a little more cost efficient, but no, he goes for the BOD.
Sad sword on the walking crab, man. This is scary. Irad can have his way now with not only Wadu, but also whoever he finds up in front. Even Flamesy's gonna hurt, because Flamesy's also just rocking an Athena shield and a Radiant armor. No physical defense.
Yep, Deadly Catch is gonna come out to begin this siege. Muddles is in a good position, but nothing to auto-attack. You can see that Zing is getting harassed, even though he's not in place. Two Crab Claw cannons connecting, putting him down to lethal. Look at Irad go. He is not scared whatsoever. The wave's a little bit out of sync, but RSGPH can correct that with the second wave collapsing. They want to be able to start a fight, and here comes the RWM with the Deadly Catch once again. Back off cooldown, and they should be able to crack the mid-tier 1. Now continuing to zone, blocking every single one of these projectiles. And I think this is enough for RSGPH. They're going to walk away.
Yep. Death Ball all up until now. It's the Pandamentals. They're switching up on the clutch. But again, it's not all over for CFU. This is where they can go all in with the Cambodian Ube, and they're locked inside their base, yes, but just the same, Zingozo is on his way to his fourth core item. He's rocking a Corrosion Scythe, a DHS, and a Golden Staff, so maybe one more. How about Z? How's Z doing? I think he's on his way to a Dura. Oh, nope, that's an Ice Queen Wand. Okay, he just built up an Ice Queen Wand, folks. So, he's looking at the DPS from Zingozo. Yeah. That's it. They're relying on Zin so much.
RWM already coming out comboing. Ooh, Zingozo almost getting hit, but still the Crab Claw is so good. Nats trying to get an opportunity, but standing under the turret is going to cost him his life. He's able to split out of there, but at the cost of his flicker.
And it looks like CFU Gaming are alive for here and for now. Zingozo down about 3,000 gold, give or take. But look at this. It's Z who's still farmed up. He's the only one who's winning the net lane per lane.
Can we... Oh, Light? Don't show yourself. Please. Don't show yourself. Mr. Light, please. He gets spotted out. Wadu is quickly going to get right on top of him as Irad bails out his roamer. They start moving away, but RSGPH, they could take advantage of this, forcing the conceal out early on. Z gets on out of there with the Astral Recall and using the Echoes to get that information. Now forcing them in. The Death Ball continues. RWM captures one. They go back in for a monster kill on towards Minotaur's side. 3 for nothing, and Iman free hitting 4 days. Zingozo cannot just sit inside that crystal, that void crystal. Nats gonna flicker right on top of him, and that's gonna be the end of the game. Please, Mr. Irad, please let us play the game.
GG RSG taking